Hello, my fellow chatterers and book lovers. Welcome back if you have been here before. Thank you so much for coming back to join me. And welcome anyone else who has popped in for the first time because you are curious about what this is or you have got a bit lost. Welcome anyway. I'm Chattie, this is my channel, Chattie the Mad Chatter, and I'm going to be chatting away madly about what my 2023 goals were for reading and for Booktube and reflecting on them, and talking about what goals I have for 2024. So on this channel, I do not edit my long videos. It is one shot only. The camera keeps rolling and I only have the power of pause to help me. So this could be chaotic because I'm going to be using pause quite a lot. We will see what happens. So cheers everyone. Clink, 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 clink. So I have lots of notes. It was a lot to try and set this video up, but I love all the videos you get around this time of year where you kind of have reflecting on the year and what you want to be doing in the new year. I love all of this. I find it so satisfying. So I, and this is the first one that I've done where I can look back on a previous video and go, did I do that? Which was really therapeutic. So I spent a lot of time making a load of notes and then going, hold on, I need the stats to see, did I do this or how much did I do this? So I was supposed to film this previous evening, but I spent the whole evening making notes, so it didn't happen. So we are now in the earlier hours of the morning where my family is nestled all snug in their beds with visions of sugar plums in their heads. And I am free to film with minimal interruption because I'm taking over the whole of the downstairs pretty much to do this. So we're going to be going back in time to visit past Chattie of 2023 and seeing what those goals were. I'm probably going to hate myself for doing it, but by the end of this, because there's going to be so much pause action going on, but we're going to give it a whirl. But before I do, I have got my lovely teapot here, brewing some Christmas tea, which is very exciting. I'm going to be pouring off camera because I do not trust myself pouring over my lap. That would be pausing the video to deal with scolds. So we're not going to do that because that would be crazy. Anyway, get yourself a nice warm drink and settle in for a good old reflection and setting those goals for 2024. So because I don't edit on this channel, I cannot do that really cute thing where you have an input of your past video here and you're reflecting on it. I did all the reflecting the other night as I sat and watched my old video. I'm going to recreate the moment for you. So we are going to, with the magic of Booktube, travel back in time. Let's see if I can do this. Are we ready? Ready for the magic? Let's go. Let's go back to the end of Christmas 2022. Woo. It is Chattie of 2022, Christmas past. Hello. My goals for 2023 for reading are: goal number 1. I really want to read outside of my lived experience, so I would like 50% of what I read to be from a global majority author. And goal number 2, I really enjoy reading Middlegrade, and in 2022 I don't think that I read enough Middlegrade, so I would like my second goal, to be reading 25 to 50% of what I read each month to be Middlegrade. And we're back in 2023. The magic of a cardigan and time travel. So let's have a little look. My goals for 2023. Did I read 50% a month of global majority? No, I did not. So I went through my data. I knew it wasn't going to be, because I have done a video every month where I like to reflect on what I read and look at my stats, and most of the time I was like, not quite close enough, darn it. So yeah, I had 4 months though. I had 4 months where 50% or more of what I read that month was by global majority authors. For those who don't know, global majority is BIPOC authors, that is Black, Indigenous or people of colour. I use the term global majority because I found that term in a book called Loud Black Girls, and I really enjoyed that term. I thought it was brilliant, so I like to use global majority. And I had 7 months of not hitting that goal, so reading less than 50%. Some months were close, some months were terrible. I literally had one book. So reflecting on that, one of the reasons I think is because one of the things I have been trying to do is to, one, finish off series, and the majority of my series that I was reading were by white Eurocentric authors. That is something I want to be changing as I go into next year. I have been expanding my book collection, but I have been very good at trying not to start new series. Mixed. We'll come on to that later. But I have in my book collection now got quite a few series that I'm really interested in, that I've been hyped for, that are written by global majority authors, so giving like a wider range to particularly fantasy, because I am predominantly a fantasy reader, and series do tend to be fantasy series quite a lot. So that's going to be sort of definitely something that I'm looking at. Also, reading off my shelf, a lot of the books I have, it was more white Eurocentric stories than global majority stories. But that is something that I am aware when I've been book buying. I have been looking for and finding a lot more stories by global majority authors, because I have really enjoyed reading stories about other cultures, about other places, again, outside my lived experience. So I think that is something that is going to trickle down through my reading as I kind of like earn more of those books and change kind of the what's the word? I don't quite know what the word is, but basically like what's on my shelves, like that is going to hopefully shift to being more reflective of not only like global majority, but just like having a more of a range of diverse books and more representation in my books, because I do love reading about other people's stories that is different to my own. Okay, and reflecting then on the second goal, which was the middle grade one, this is a lot healthier. So I should have said that all of these stats are January to November, because I'm filming this in December, so I do not have December data. So this is all January to November data. So I had 2 months where I read below 25% middle grade, 2 months when I had 0 middle grade on there, 3 months when I had read a third middle grade, and 4 months when I had 50% of what I was reading and above was middle grade. So yes, so there was only 2 months where I wasn't reading between 25 and 50% of middle grade. So that is definitely successful. I think I shifted at some point to go, and I want a third or more to be middle grade. So then that would give me 7 months out of 11, because I can't count. 7 months out of 11 being middle grade. So one goal achieved, one goal not achieved, but pushing forward with that one. I'm now going to pour the tea because it has been over 4 minutes. It's definitely brewed. I've got some lovely Christmas tea to enjoy. And it smells amazing. I love Christmas tea, and I love obviously drinking it around Christmas time, because you get all of those spicy flavours in there, and it's really exciting. Also, shout out to Vadania for the amazing, you see it better over here, for the amazing Alice in Wonderland cup. This is genius. That is good tea. Okay, stocked up on tea. I'm ready to do a bit more time traveling. So let's do this, everyone. What are my next goals? And we're back in 2022. So my third goal is that I would like to read more classics and more non-fiction. So I was going to put the goal as I'm going to read 1 classic in 2023 and 1 non-fiction in 2023. But from thinking about all the different things I wanted to read, and I actually listed 4 non-fiction books that I really do want to read, I'm going to set it to 4. So I'm going to challenge myself further and say 4 non-fiction and 4 classics. And my fourth goal is about series. So currently I have 23 series that I'm currently reading. So that's not including all the ones I'm up to date with that will probably be shifting throughout the year because more like the next books in that series are going to be released. So obviously want to stay on top of those. But ones where books are, you know, there are more than one book out that I need to be continuing with to get up to date or to finish off a series. I want to halve that. I really want at the end of 2023 to just have my ongoing series at 11. So did I achieve those goals? So that was 4 classics and 4 non-fiction. Well, classics, no. Close. I read 2 children's classics. That was Alice in Wonderland and Goodnight Mr. Tom. And I read 1 adult classic, which was The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. Non-fiction, yes. Did not read any of the 4 books that I had hyped for myself, mainly because all of them were new books and I never got around to buying those books, so I got distracted by pretty fiction books. I still want to read those non-fiction books. They are still on my list, but didn't read them. But I did read 8 non-fiction books. So no, that's a lie. 7. No, 8. Sorry, I can't count. It is 8. I surpassed that one. I doubled it. I did find I was reading a lot of memoirs, which was brilliant. So yay, well done. Goal achieved. So goal number 5 is to do the Read What You Own challenge. I'm really enjoying being part of this challenge. If you're not sure what the Read What You Own challenge is, I have a video link in the description box. It's created by Ollie from Criminolly, so you can go and look at it there. And I'm not doing amazing because I've been reading a lot of library books, so that's not really helpful to it. But I want to keep going with that, and I really want to be reading my physical TBR. I did count all my books on it, and I have 169. I would really like in 2023 to get that down by the end of the year to 120 books on my physical TBR. And to help with this, goal number 6 works quite well. I really want to read more of my book boxes. I subscribe to Fairy Loot and to the Shelterbox book club. So I currently have 12 Fairy Loot books I haven't read, and I have 9 Shelterbox books I haven't read. So I'd love it. I'm continuing to subscribe to those, so I'm going to be getting more throughout the year. So old or new, I would love it if I could get my Fairy Loot books down to 10. And my I want to read 10 Fairy Loot books, and I want to read 6 Shelterbox book club books throughout the year. So, goal 5 and 6, how did they go? Well, goal 5, spoilers, past Chattie was about to fail magnificently with goal number 5 for her physical TBR, because past Chattie was moments away from being enticed by a January book sale and failed the Read What You Own challenge and had to restart. So there we go. However, after that blip, that eventually she did read the 21 books she set herself. Took until June. I'm doing the Read What You Own challenge again, and I am being much more successful this time round. I set a goal of 30 and I am aiming for that sale. There will be a video coming about my Read What You Own challenge and how I'm doing with it. Don't know if this one's going to come out first or the other one is, so we'll see. But in terms of my physical TBR, so when I did that one, I hadn't counted my books of secretness that live under my bed. If you're not sure what that's all about, I have a little video here where, no, it's not. Yes, it is here. Where you can go and have a look at what I mean by all of that, should you be so interested. Basically, I buy books, they go onto my bed. So it kind of feels like I don't buy them and then I earn them out. So I hadn't counted those when I did that before. This year, when I did my physical TBR, I did count those in it. So I counted 230 books, including 84 books that were under my bed. So no, not 120, but if I discount, so currently, as of now, I have read 207. No, I haven't read. I have got 207 books on my physical TBR. That includes The Secret Drawer of Secretness. But if I take away all the books in The Secret Drawer of Secretness, that's 139 on my shelves. So better than 169 than it was previously. Not quite at that 120, but I'll take it. It's officially a goal fail. I still feel quite chuffed with that, so I'm going to take that. And the book box is, again, not quite, but not as bad as I was expecting when I looked up all the numbers. So I read / DNF'd. With Fairy Loot, it was all read because I was doing buddy reads with Vadania and Cloe with my Fairy Loot books, so that really helped with this goal. And I read 7 Fairy Loot books, so not 10 but 7, still not too bad, not too bad, short but not too bad. And I read / DNF'd 4 of the Shelter book club box. It was 2 read and 2 DNF. No, that's not correct. 3 read, 1 DNF, and then I think I got rid of 2. Anyway, officially full attempted to read. So 3 read and 1 DNF. As it stands now, I read, what on earth have I written? Why have I written 8 and 5 down? I don't know why I've written 8. I don't know why I've written 8 and 5 down. Oh, okay, yeah. So 8 Fairy Loot books from last year to read. Yes. And then I have 7. Yeah. Okay, so 8 2022 Fairy Loot books I haven't read. 7 2023 books I haven't left, giving me a total of 15 Fairy Loot books left on my shelves. And 5 2022 Shelterbox book club books I haven't read, and 6 new ones that I haven't read, giving me a total of 11. So it's kind of been an increase of about 3 or 4 books, which, considering I've had a whole year's worth coming into my shelves, that's not too bad. I will take that. Again, officially a goal fail, but I'm not too mad at myself about that. I think I've done pretty well. I think when I set high goals, and I know it's like a big push to kind of not be as bad as I was thinking, it still feels like an achievement, which I suppose is a good way of doing it. So let's see how I'm doing with the rest. So my final goal for my reading goals is that I want to read less, which seems like a crazy goal to have on like a booktube channel, but I will explain. I average about 10 books a month, and I want to be reading less than that. I want it to be 6 to 8 books a month, because I will always choose to read over anything else. Like, it's not difficult for me. I love reading, so if I can be reading, that would be great. Which means I'm when you have a lot of goals that involve reading, I'm like, yes, sure, I will achieve those, meaning I neglect the rest of my life, which is not so great. And also there's other things around books that I want to be doing. I really want to be using my Storygraph app a lot more and a lot better. I want to be like up to date with it. I want to be logging the books. I want to be reviewing the books. Just because I think it's really important for like authors and for the books to be able to show that they've been read, to show that people are interested, and to give you reviews, so people kind of looking up, is this book for me or not? You will be able to see that, and kind of adding to that data of trigger warnings and things. I think that's great. Also, it gives you a great kind of like data at the end. Like, it's so satisfying. I would love mine to be up to date. I also want to be doing more book journaling. I really love seeing all the beautiful like book spreads, and I've really enjoyed when I have been able to do that for readathons, and I just haven't been able to do that so much this year, and I would really love to change that. So that's my final reading goal. I'm now going to talk about channel goals. So my first channel goal is I want to be better at having like an upload schedule, and I want to be more realistic about an upload schedule as well. So when I started the channel, I was originally like, one video a week is going to be manageable and reasonable, and hopefully maybe getting onto 2. Recently, I've been doing 3 videos a week, which is lovely. But again, it's a lot. Although I don't edit my videos, my laptop is old, so it takes a long time to kind of like get it uploading. And I love to do like my editing kind of creativity comes into my thumbnails. I really enjoy doing my thumbnails and making them satisfactory to me. And so doing the thumbnails, and then I like to make sure my description box has all the book links in it, has all the timestamps in it, has all the references to other booktubers and things. Like, it feels really important for me when I'm doing my description boxes and things, just so it's easy to find it. So there is a lot of effort and work that comes into that, and I think it's much more realistic, and I'm going to get a better balance of things if I'm doing less. So I just need to rein it back in and calm myself down. So I can tell you now, both of those are fails. I've put my notes here. Yeah, both of those goals failed massively. So looking specifically, I actually wasn't too bad with the reading list as I thought. So out of the 11 months, 5 months I was achieving that. I was reading 6 to 8 books. 8. And 6 of those months I was reading more than 8 books. However, the purpose behind all of that, so I could do more Storygraph, that was a fail. I have failed so hard at Storygraph. I have tried to resurrect it a couple of times. I just continued to fail. Again, I think I could be keeping up to date with it, or I could be reading, or I could be making a video, or, you know, something else. So, and I tried to link it into like a reward and punishment thing that I had to have put those books on Storygraph. Still failed. So I need to kind of work out what it is that's making me fail so hard at Storygraph. And I think it is just pure laziness on my part. I'm just not prioritizing it because I could be reading. So I need to have a word for myself. Journaling slightly. So this is my book that I use. It's all blank pages, and I love being able to do different bits and pieces on here. What did I do? So I did well with, is it in here? Now I can't find any of the stuff I was looking for. Yeah, I did well with the Read What You Own challenge. So I managed to kind of draw all these little doodles alongside, which made me really happy. But I haven't done so well with wanting to kind of book journal with readathons. So last year I drew the Gothtober. Last year it was the Last Girl Standing. So you can see I started incorporating that with knives. But then this year it was a creature feature. So I just changed it and added some like creaturey bits onto it. But as you can see, I've done a couple of doodles, but not really gone into it that much. And the same with Readathon. I wrote the title out last year and I started doodling here, and it didn't get much further. I have a whole load of pages for the Aurelium TBR. Like, I've blanked them out. I've started writing Spring Equinox, not got a lot further than that. I did start doodling my character with the Magical Readathon, but again, not got much further. But I have started doing my Read What You Own, so that's better. And again, just reading, making lots of videos. So yeah, it kind of ties into me trying to want to have more of a schedule and doing 2 videos a week and having a consistent release dates of those. Some days, sometimes I hit that, sometimes I don't. It does feel a lot better knowing that you can just relax and those videos are going to be going out rather than I need to try and get the video up. Ultimately, it doesn't matter whenever you put the videos, and I love people that will just kind of put them out as and when. my brain doesn't work like that. I am very much a planner with some things, and I like, it just feels consistent. And I definitely had a time where I wanted my July content to come out, but it just wasn't happening, so I kind of held it back and then did my July content and kind of released it out in the autumn time. But I felt a lot of satisfaction from having still managed to do my wrap-ups and my stats, just because I like the log. For me, I feel satisfied knowing that it's been logged. Everyone else, it really doesn't matter. Nobody else cares. No one who watches my channel cares. Not even my mum, who I know is the only person who will watch every single of my videos and like stay up to date with it all. She doesn't care whether or not I've put my July books out. But for me, it feels good. I like it all to be done. It's really kind of like therapeutic for me to do that. So doing TBR, 2 wrap-ups, stat videos, and having one for each month feels good. Being able to go, okay, I've done my series update, I've done my book haul update, it feels good. So in that respect, I have kept on top of all of that, and I have been putting out a lot of content, but unfortunately I have turned back into doing 3 videos a week, because I get overexcited by something and then I want to do those videos plus my staples. So I'm then like, oh, but it needs to kind of be relevant, so I need to release it at these times. I basically need to slow down. That's what I really need to do. So this is going to be coming up again in the 2024 goals. Oh, tea. Tea is good. Let's have some tea. So I've nearly done half an hour and I'm still on my 2023 reflection. But this is what you expect when you come here. You just got to embrace the waffle. I don't do short videos, I'm sorry. If you want short videos, you've come to the wrong place. So my second goal for my channel is, I've spoken so much about Chatties challenge and yet to upload a video about what that is. So in 2023, I would like to make these videos. So basically I have the first video. So before I started my book channel, I made a video about my Chatties challenge, and my Chatties challenge is the last 7 years of fantasy on with Goodreads Choice Awards. So it's me looking at the last, looking at the top 3-ish of the fantasy category for the Goodreads Choice Awards. So the last 7 years, the last one being 2021. So now it will be 9, except I'm in the past, so that'd be 8. Of the Goodreads Choice Awards, and me reading them and deciding, do I agree? Would I have a different top 3? Would I reorganize it? What was the best year? Just a load of really fun kind of predictions, and then my opinion on it, giving you all my receipts on the Goodreads Choice Awards. So I did that first one. I did my explanation, my introduction, what books I would be looking at, because I didn't necessarily want to read all of the books that did come up as 1, 2, and 3. So I had that video that was good to go. I'd edited it and was going to release it in March of 2022, which is when I started my Booktube channel. But then my laptop, after the first 4 videos, it just couldn't cope with the software program. It's old. It's so old. It's 2007 Windows or something like that. And it couldn't cope with the Windows Media Editor, which I used to edit my videos. It just couldn't upload that software. It couldn't save it and then get me to put it out onto YouTube. I can have a video, hence the one shot, and upload that without the editing software. So I couldn't use any of the stuff I made, and I'd started vlogging. I'd got 4 months worth of vlog material that I couldn't edit and put into it. So I need to decide how I'm going to do this, and so I can actually have videos about it. So when I'm talking about it, you've got some reference point about what the Chatties challenge is, and also so that then becomes a reading goal because I want to be doing my Chatties challenge. And I would love to have finished this by the end of 2023. I would love my Chatties challenge to be complete and for me to have all the videos up for you guys. So start of 2023, I'm going to do the Chatties challenge. Goal number 3 is theme videos. I would love to be doing some more videos around a theme. I have so many ideas and I just haven't been able to do them this year at all. I just have a lot of books I kind of want to read around a theme. I've got them on my shelves. I'm excited to read them. I think it'll be a really fun thing to do and be a really fun video. And it just hasn't taken priority because of readathons or other things. So 2023, I'd love to do 3, but I'll be happy if I manage to do 1. Okay, so goal number 2, massive fail. Massive fail. Goal number 2, funny enough, you've not seen any videos to do with Chatties challenge. I have not done them. I can't even tell you if I did read some of the books. I tried to read some of the books for the challenge. And I just still haven't done those videos. Yeah, so I've got an introduction to do. I've got the predictions video to redo, introduction to redo, predictions video to redo, and 4 months of vlog footage to work out how I'm going to do, and then kind of continue with the challenge. There was a point when I was like, shall I just pack all this in? Do I really want to do that? And then I was like, oh no, but I do really want to do that. I just think it's lots of fun, and I want to know. Like, I still have half the books to read. I was like, I want to know. I think I've definitely come to the conclusion that the Goodreads choice does not reflect Chatties' choice. But it is a challenge. And I'm quite enjoying the fun of the challenge. So I do want to do it. I just need to kind of like work out how to do it, because some of those books were not giving me joy, and then I abandoned it a few times. So yeah, did I finish by the end of the year? Definitely no. Definitely still going with the Chatties challenge. And any videos? 0 videos. So I'm probably going to do something similar to this kind of past flashbacky recreation type of vibe. We will see if I can work it out, but I know it's going to be a lot of work for me to do, and I think that's probably what's stopping me, the fact that I have to go and look at the old footage, make notes of the footage, and kind of be able to give you kind of a snapshot of past Chattie at that point, so you get an idea of how I then feel, what I felt at the time, and then how it's changed to now. So yeah, that will be carrying over. Theme videos. Didn't manage to do the ones I was specifically thinking, which was definitely more to do with genres and to do with age ranges. But I did start doing a set of videos around a theme which was to do with second chance authors, and those ones did sort of link into the Chatties challenge. So I still have 1 video. I did an introduction to what I was doing, and I did 2 of I had 3 authors that I love and authors that I didn't enjoy their book, and reading a second book by all of them to see if I still love the authors I loved and if I enjoyed a different book by the author I didn't love. So I've got 2 of those videos. If you're interested, I will link them here. But I still have 1 more to do for that. So I'm going to count that. I said to myself, I just wanted to do 1. I'm going to count that as a win. That was an achievement. Right. There are 3 more goals for me to reflect on. I'm going to go bash them all out. So let's have a look back at those, and then I can talk about my 2024 goals. And welcome to your final journey back into the past with Chattie of December 2022. So my final 3 goals that I'm looking forward to doing and achieving in 2023. So goal number 4 for my channel is I want to be more flexible with what I'm reading and less planned. I overplan so much. Like, I have so many things that I want to do. So when it comes to readathons, I'm trying to fit in pre-planned books rather than being able to go with the flow of readathons. and I want to be more flexible with readathons and just embrace them and just read to the prompts and be inspired by the prompts rather than thinking, what are my goals that I want to be reading? So in terms of like book clubs and buddy reads and all those commitments, I just want to try and pull myself back from those and not overcommit so I can be more free flowy with my reading. Goal number 5 is to do with my TBR game, and it kind of fits into this whole flexible reading thing. I love doing a TBR game. It helps me decide what I'm reading, but I want to like have more room for, again, being flexible so I can join in with buddy reads and like book club books and things like that, or just like something I just fancy reading at that time. So I want to read books chosen by the game, but also books that kind of fit in with my own plans. Like I said, I have so many plans, and I then kind of give myself extra books to be reading through the TBR game. But I really enjoy playing the TBR game as well and enjoying kind of the randomness of what it picks out for me. So I need to work on how I'm going to do that. I am going to like revamp my TBR game in March, and hopefully kind of present you with a new fully completed board, and just having changed the rules slightly and made it more succinct. And finally, my goal for my channel is I really want to do a readathon. And I really want to do a middle grade readathon. I've got a really great idea that involves a map, and I want to make it inclusive. So if you're not really a middle grade reader, but you still kind of want to join in with the readathon because you like the map and the prompts, I want you to be able to do that and just read, as long as you read one book that's a middle grade, then that counts. That's what I want. I want people to just try a little bit of middle grade, and I just want to give middle grade that love. So I'd love to do a readathon in July around middle grade books. So this is the end of Past Chattie. She is going to go away now, but hopefully I will see you again in my future, but your past. Oh, thank you, fake Past Chattie. It's very helpful. Okay, the final reflection of my 2024 goals. Goal number 4, for the channel, being more flexible with reading. I feel I've achieved that. I haven't felt overwhelmed by buddy reads or commitments. I have gone into a hell of a lot of readathons, but I have like just not stressed about hitting all the prompts or anything like that. I've very much taken it as, I know this is a lot, so I'm probably not going to achieve it all. And I've either just continued on in my own time reading those books because I wanted to read those books, and kind of achieve it in my own time, or merged it with another month and known I'm taking a long time to do it, or just read like one book from it and gone, I've read as much as I can for this one, but hey ho. I'd say with readathons, the thing I haven't managed to do is take part in sprints. I haven't really been able to kind of join in for the lives so much. I have tried to kind of like catch up with them, not catch up with them, but like do a little bit of them. But again, like I think my reading's kind of a bit kind of chaotic and as and when, rather than sitting down for a nice uninterrupted bit of reading time. So yeah, that one done. Well done me. The 5th one, making my TBR game more flexible. Yes, I have also achieved that one. So it's kind of been, so in March I did, well, to a certain extent, I had a new board up and ready, and I've just been continuing to finish colouring it in as it goes. So slowly throughout the year, more and more of the board has got coloured in. And maybe when I get it out fully for February, I'm doing little videos in January, but fully for February, maybe it will all be complete then. But I did kind of revamp it, have a clearer idea of what I'm doing with the rules, and I have changed it as the year has gone on. I have stopped doing the reward and punishment with it because it just really wasn't working. I was pretty much punishing myself every month, and then that would kind of add to more challenge, and it was kind of like a vicious circle of not helping myself. I tried to make it work for me by linking it, by having less to read, but linking it to the Storygraph, but I just kept failing Storygraph, so I just kept failing. And although it was kind of like a fun thing to have, for me, I did enjoy doing the reward and punishment. With all the other goals I was trying to do, it was just like, it just really wasn't helpful. So I stopped the reward and punishment. I might bring it back again when I feel that I have less going on with all my other goals. But right now, I enjoy doing a TBR, so I've got kind of a plan and a focus, and I enjoy playing the game and helping that choose books for me, and it has really surprised me sometimes, and I've got books that I wouldn't have thought of picking up that month, so that has been really cool. I've actually really enjoyed them. And then like I reflect on, did I not read it, just so if you follow the TBR you can kind of see what I did and didn't read, and why there was. I personally find that stuff interesting, so I like to show that on my channel, but like there's no pressure to kind of read those books necessarily. So yeah, I've definitely found that has worked for me, and I've just made it work. So there have been some months where I have done a TBR with the game, and other months where I haven't, and I'm just really deciding how am I feeling this month, what am I feeling like reading for the upcoming month, what else have I got going on, and just making it work for me. So I feel I have been very flexible with it, so all is good there. And goal number 6, yes, I did do a middle grade readathon in July. If you want to know what that was, I will link the video here. And I had so much fun. That was like one of the things that I feel so delighted about for myself this year. I love a readathon, I love middle grade, and to be able to do that, to have people on Discord sort of joining in, and people joining in off Discord, and just being able to talk about middle grade books, and to be able to feel kind of that magical middle grade whimsy and a map, it was just so delightful. So thank you so much to everyone who joined in for that. It really meant a lot to me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And also thank you to my amazing friend Pin, who did the graphics for me. That was it just made it extra special. So there we go. Channel goals, reading goals for 2023 reflected on and finished. So let's move on to 2024. I need to warm the tea. Right, I want to crack on with this. I'm aware that I have got 4 pages of notes, so wish me luck with trying to be succinct here. Okay, let's just bash them out. Let's go for it. Let's try and not waffle. So my reading goals for 2024, I want to keep going with my series. I love being reflective on my series. Again, it makes me feel good. So I have videos where I kind of track and reflect on this. Continuing more. Did I even speak about that? That was one of my goals, and I don't think I spoke about it. No, I don't think I did. Anyway, I did not cut my series down to 11. Currently on 20. What other stats did I have? So I'd finished 9 series this year, and I had 2 DNFs, and I'm on 11 or up to date. So that was like 11 books that I finished. I've written equals 11. I've done an arrow, and I've done 12, and I've no idea what I'm talking about. But no, I did not get that down to 11. So this year, more of the same. I want to keep going with my series. My aim is that I want it to be between 15 to 10 books on an ongoing series. So if I can get closer to that sort of number, that would be great, because it is just so much easier. With series, I get so much more enjoyment from them if I'm reading them kind of more together. And I have started to do it to a certain extent. I kind of choose series to focus on and go, which one am I tackling next? Let's crack on with these ones that are ongoing. And I do feel that I'm getting close to being in a position where I can officially start new series. I have been starting new series throughout the year just because there's a certain book that I've wanted to read from my shelves, but it's been very much more with I want to read that book in mind, and then gone, so I've read that book and enjoyed it, so now carry on with that series. Whereas I have a video planned where I have specific series that have all been completed. So all the books are available to finish. It's not like there's going to be any ongoing ones, where I would like to start and read those series this year. So I want to choose 3 adult and YA series and read them this year. So there'll be a duology, there will be kind of a medium-sized trilogy, and then like a chunky trilogy or a larger series. So starting and finishing 3 of those series this year would be great. So I'm really excited to do that video, because I'm going to get you to vote on which ones you want me to do out of those categories. So exciting. I'm so hyped for these series. So that's kind of been my motivation, because I want to do that video and want to move on to these series of like really cutting down on my current ones. So the next ones I'm really wanting to focus on are Arc for Scythe. I really want to, that's the next one, and I've been trying to read Thunderhead. It's on my TBR for January. We'll see. Come on, I have to, it's Thunderhead's time now. I also want to read and finish off the Adventures on Train series. I've just got 3 of these middle grade books left, so I kind of feel it's their time. And having now finished The Realm of the Elderlings and completed my Hob journey, ready for more adult epic, ready for Sanderson. I am going to get myself up to date with what is out so far. So meaning I'm going to do my reread of Oathbringer, and I'm going to finish and read for the first time Rhythm of War, which I have been so hyped for and so excited about, but it's taken me such a long time to get there because I like to buy the paperback for my first read, and it took such a long time for that paperback to come out. But it has been out since this May. No, last May. May 2022. No? Yes, we're 23. Oh my goodness. May 2022, the paperback in the UK came out. And I really wanted to have my first read with the paperback because then you can follow me around and get beaten up and I don't care. And then it just didn't happen because I read Hob and just abandoned Sanderson for Hob. But this is the time. This is the time. I won't be reading the next Stormlight book that is due to be released this year because it's only going to be released in hardback. And I need the UK paperback so it can follow me around and get beaten up. So there we go. My second goal, my second reading goal is continuing with book boxes. I made a video of predictions. I don't know if I've run out of books I can link, but if I can't link it here, I will put it in the description box. So I made a prediction video of my Fairy Loot and my Shelterbox books of 2022 and what I feel I was most likely going to enjoy. And I really want to finish all those off so I can do a video, another reflection video going, was I right? Did I predict it or did I have some surprises? So I have got 6 of the Fairy Loot books left and 5 of the Shelterbox books left for those videos. So I want to read all of those. I want to read all of the leftovers and do that prediction video. And if I can continue to like chip away at the ones I currently get, marvelous, but ultimately I want to do that video. So it's kind of a reading challenge, kind of a channel challenge for a video. Chatties challenge. I've already spoken about this. Yeah, I've written here, I have space books left. Did not go and count how many, so I don't know. I want to have, basically, I'm moving this goal. So my 2023 goal, where I wanted to tell you about the challenge throughout the year and complete it, it's a 2024 goal. So the same. Read what you own is my goal number 4. I want to continue with that. What have I written? Yes. So the reason why I love the Read What You Own, because it's making me read books from my shelves. And again, it's this physical TBR thing. I want to get it down again. What have I written here? Yes, so I want to get it down to 150. So I'm on 207. I would love to get it down to 150 by the end of the year. I'm hoping it's going to be possible because I'm setting myself book buying goals as well. So I'm going to do that in a separate video to this goals. So I'm hoping that's going to help me. And also having got my secret stash drawer involved in the final count of this is going to be easier as well. So I really like, the reason why that's going to be more workable for me, because everyone has their own what they feel comfortable with, like on their in terms of their physical TBR. And for me, I really want the excitement levels of my books to be high. And I think sometimes like your tastes and your mood for things can change. So for example, you could be in a real like cozy mysteries mood. You're not usually a cozy mystery reader, but you can have suddenly like read one book and just be like, oh my goodness, I want to read more of this. I'm in a real mood for this. And then buy 5 books because you're so excited about it. But then you read one and then your mood changes and you go back to your staple, whether that's, for me, fantasy, or, you know, other people like it might be big, chunky historical fiction books. And then you might have one as like a palate cleanser, like, you know, I'd feel in the moment mood for something different, but not 5. So, and then should you want to pick up another one, it might be because you want to join in with like a buddy read, and you don't have that one. So just kind of, I don't want so much around so that I can feel hyped about what I'm reading, if that makes sense. I don't know if it makes sense. So I did find when I was doing my book unhaul, like my going through, there were definitely books I'm like, I no longer am interested in that. I didn't get through so much. There was less that I did do that with. But I still kind of have that feeling like I do get distracted by new shiny things. I still want to read the old things, but it's kind of taking a longer time to get there. And just kind of the turnover of books buying and books that I am reading, I'm not reading as much as what I seem to be hauling. And that just needs sorting out for me, because I'm just going to end up as like crazy old lady with millions and millions of books I'm never going to manage to read in my life. So I think there is very much a difference between book collecting and book reading. I love all of that, and I feel very clear on what I want to collect and what I want to read. But sometimes I can't get hold of those books I want to read, so I have to buy them in order to read them. So it's just being aware of like what my commitments are and what my book buying is. But I just want to make it more manageable for myself, so it just feels more in tune with my current mood, I suppose. But I do enjoy having a library. I do enjoy having a lot of choice for what I'm reading. So I have a variety of things depending on how I'm feeling, or a variety of things kind of dip in and out of, for readathons and my book game and things like that. So yeah, so 150, getting my physical TBR down to that is goal number 4. Goal number 5 is I want to take part in the Banned Books Challenge. This is the Reading Rebellion 24 and 24 that has been created by MJ in response to just feeling so upset about one of her favourite books being on the Banned Book Challenge, and just being so angry about the rise in book banning. Again, if I've run out of space and cannot link relevant videos here, I will put them in the description box, because you definitely need to go and see MJ's announcement video. You should also check out Matt's video. Momentarily the name for his channel has gone out of my head, but he did a brilliant video about like the history of book banning. And it was just brilliant to kind of like see all of that, and then he kind of like spoke through what books he's interested in, and like what are the top books sort of from the latest data. And it's mainly their data kind of collated, it tends to be from America, but it was really interesting, that video, and I'm so excited about this challenge. I think it's brilliant. However, I've already spoken about several of my own challenges: reading my physical TBR, the Chatties challenge, reading my book boxes. Within the Shelterbox and within Chatties challenge, there are going to be books that are challenging for me, in that it's kind of out of my reading comfort zone, or books that I feel I'm not necessarily going to love, but want to read to give you my receipts. So to then have banned books added on top of that, there are a lot of banned books where they are going to challenge me kind of emotionally. Like there are going to be heavy topics in there, and it's possibly going to make me angry. So that's going to be a challenge in itself in that way. So that's 3 lots of challenges. So I don't want to stress myself out. I want reading to be fun and enjoyable as well. I like to have that balance between heavy and light. So I'm going to be realistic. I'm going to cut this by a quarter, and I'm going to give myself a goal of 6 books. So a quarter of 24 and 24 is what I'm hoping to read, because I know these books are going to be really impactful and really emotional. So I'm being realistic. But what I am going to do is I want to have like a range of reasons for why these books are banned. So I don't just want to read all the books that are banned because people are homophobic and transphobic. And so we've got some fantastic books with LGBTQ plus representation and kind of what it's saying about that. I want to kind of mix it and read some of those, some books that tackle race, some books that tackle like sexual assault, religion, all the different kind of reasons of book banning. I want to kind of read a bit of each, and I also kind of want to look at like over the years and be reading kind of a mixture of like what was banned like 10 years ago, what was banned 5 years ago, what was banned last year, those type of things. So I'm going to have a lot of fun pulling together what I'm hoping to read at that point. So a quarter of 24 and 24 is goal number 5. Goal number 6 is again kind of a repeat of 2023, and I'm looking at classics. So through the autumn, I just kind of had this from reading Tenet of Wildfell Hall with Emily from Novellenovels, channel's linked in description. I just had this kind of renewed love of reading classics and kind of like the joy that can bring you, and just like that different vibe that you get from it. I really want to read more and get those feelings again. Just hearing the booktubers like talking about Victober and just the enjoyment, and especially Emily, like hearing her delight in Wilkie Collins and things like that, it's made me really excited to try books. I've never read a Wilkie Collins. I've only read one Elizabeth Gaskell. I really want to read more. Some of the books that Katie from Books and Things, who created the Victober Readathon, was speaking about. I've written a list of some of the books she spoke about that have like early feminist books. So I do want to like try and read some of those. So realistically, because I'm not like, fantasy is my love, I do enjoy classics, but it's not something I necessarily reach to, and then that can be like another challenge for me. I'm gonna stick with 4. So I tried to do Nicole's Serialised book club this year. Again, links in the description box. So Nicole from Dusty Book Sniffer has a Serialised book club where you read a classic, but you read it like segmentedly over the year in kind of like when it would be released in those installments. So I thought that was such a brilliant idea. I loved the idea of that, and I just kind of dipped out of it. So I'm going to pick that up again. So I was reading the Pickwick Papers for this, and I think I managed it for the first few months, but then I just fell off the wagon. So I really want to be reading those serialized book clubs. So I'm going to restart it. I'm not going to restart the book, but I'm going to restart like reading the sections. So from January, I'm going to be doing that, and hopefully by the end of the year, I will have read Pickwick Papers. I just think it's a fun thing to do, to be like reading it when it's like been released, like it would have been at the time. And then I want to have a classic per sort of seasonal term. So that would be another 3. So Pickwick Papers is 1, and then another 3, and I'm not sure what they're going to be, and I'm not going to make plans for them. I'm just going to like every season when I do my seasonal shelf, although I kind of do 4 seasonal shelves, not 3. Maybe I'll change it this year. I want to have a classic on there to remind myself you're going to read a classic. Okay, goal number 7. Which kind of fits in to both the Banter Book Challenge and reading a classic, this is really specific. I want to buy and read Mildred D. Taylor's The Logan Family Saga series. So this is a book series where the most famous book is Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry. I read it this year. It was a reread. I listened to it on audio. And it was amazing. It's one of my favourite books. It was just so powerful, so beautifully written. I just loved it. And when I saw that there was a series of it, I was like, well, I definitely need to reread that and then read the series. But then having listened to that and just had the experience of reading Roll of Thunder as an adult, I was just blown away with how much I loved it. So I am so hyped, and I really want to read. I really want to get hold of and read the series. I want to own the Logan series, and I want to read it. And I think I'm probably going to do it in publishing order. So for when Mildred D. Taylor released the books, rather than the chronological order. And then I'll probably read it again at some point and then read it chronologically. But I'm really excited for that. But I do have to track down the series because it's not easy to get hold of in the UK. So I'm going to see how to accomplish that. Okay, goal number 8. This is my... Oh, no, I've got 2 more reading goals. So goal number 8 is I want to continue with having half of what I read Global Majority and a third of what I'm reading Middle Grade. Just because I think I haven't quite got where I want to be with reading Global Majority. I still want to be aiming for that half. So I'm going to keep going with that. And I think it's like great to be reflecting on that. I could definitely do more in terms of like reading more diversely and looking at representation in terms of like disability and neurodivergent and LGBTQ plus representation in books. But I think that that's a lot of goals to be setting for myself. I'm aware at the back of my mind that I want to be doing that, and I'm kind of doing it when I'm reflecting on my books in stats, but I think I just need to not set too much for myself, and like focusing on the global majority first, and then I will see if I'm feeling better about that, then maybe I will change and switch the goal to be looking at a different kind of level of representation in books. I did actually set myself, I didn't do an official goal, but I did set myself a goal of like trying to read a book by a trans author each month. I was inspired by Kevvie from the channel Say Kevvie, and she was talking about that she was really excited about all of the anticipated trans releases coming out, but hadn't seen a lot of these on other people's releases, so she was really promoting trans books, and she did a readathon this year called Trans Girl April, which was all about reading from trans authors, and I thought that was brilliant. So I really wanted to try and read a trans author a month, and I definitely did that early on, and I've read some fantastic books, and I've really enjoyed my journey, like knowing more like different stories from individuals and more about what it's like to be a trans person, both in the past and day to day now. And that's something that I still want to be doing, but again, not doing it officially because I don't want to be putting a huge amount of pressure on myself. It kind of like fell off the wagon a little bit towards the end of the year, just because the trans books I was wanting to read were more non-fiction, and I have discovered I don't read non-fiction in the autumn and winter because it doesn't work for me. I just can't quite get into it. So I need to have like more of my brain ready and engaged for that. Oh yeah, so I'm going to come on to that actually. That kind of moves on to my next goal. Okay, so goal 8 was reading half global majority, 3rd middle grade. Middle grade, I'm feeling quite comfortable with. I'm going to keep it at a 3rd because I feel that's kind of a good level. I don't need any more encouragement to read middle grade. I'm quite happy with where I am with that. But I want to have it in my awareness so I don't like stop. And I do feel my channel has kind of definitely taken a like middle grade. If you want middle grade books, you know I'm a middle grade reader. I definitely feel like I've kind of got that vibe going on in here, which I'm loving. So goal number 9 is the non-fiction goal. So I'm not setting goals for specific non-fiction like I did last year, but I want to do it kind of around subjects. So I'm going to I'm trying to read what, sorry, just trying to read what I've written down here, make sense of my notes. Okay, so I want to try and read a book from each of these kind of subject things. So I want to read a non-fiction book about feminism. I want to read a non-fiction book about the LGBTQ plus community. I want to read a non-fiction book around disability. And I want to read a non-fiction book around race. So that is my goal for my non-fiction. I want to get, okay, and I want to own 2 of the books that were on my list from last year. I can't quite remember all of them. No, I think I can. So I think All Boys Aren't Blue, Loud Fat Black Girls, I think was another one. I'll put the actual titles in the description box. The Women They Could Not Silence and Invisible Disability. Those were the 4 that I thought sounded brilliant as like the topics for kind of each one of those genres. Some of them crossing, and I'm going to aim for 2. I want to own 2 of those by the end of the year, so I'm getting closer to my goal of reading them. So yeah, but I'm freeing myself up to be able to use the library around those subjects, so we'll see how I go. Because my ordering books tends to come from series, because that is my goal of like really trying to get those down. So yeah, I've now got being realistic about reading books by trans authors. So this is kind of more of my dedicated effort, and I have set a goal for myself bi-monthly. So every 2 months I want to have read a book by a trans author, which was like me specifically seeking out a specific book to read, to give myself kind of an overall, like I want to read more about history of trans people, as well as memoirs, essay collections, trans joy, yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's like another category on top of that. So yeah, so like overall those different things. And I'm not including kind of like fiction books on there because I have a lot of fiction that I'm already excited for and wanting to read. So I have a lot of, yeah, so I have a lot of like plans to read these books anyway. So this is like me looking more of it in a kind of non-fiction sense, because I have lots of Case and Calendar, Juno Dawson, L.D. Lipinski, Shelley Parker-Chan, Zero and Jay Zhao. I have lots of their books that are on my list that I want to read anyway for like parts of series, and just being excited about their books. So that's like an easy win for me. So it's like on top of that, I want to be doing that. So fiction wise, I'm quite happy with my trans reading. So non-fiction is more of a challenge because I need to be in the right headspace, because it's going to make me think more, it's going to make me feel a bit emotional and angry, and I tend to be kind of more okay with those when it's not dark and winter. So these ones will be before September, like by the end of September, because I know October, November, December I'm not really going to be touching non-fiction, because I've discovered that I don't want to. So there we go. That was quite fun to discover things about yourself. Okay, we're on to channel goals. Oh my goodness. This is such a full-on video. It's ridiculous. Thank you so much for sticking with me if you're still here. If you're still here at this point, do a little hand wave so I know you're still with me. Just because it's curious. I really don't blame people for like having switched off and not watching this whole video, because it is a lot. There's a lot. But this is my little book diary, so it's therapeutic. Channel goals. Goal number 1 is read-alongs. I want to do some read-alongs this year. So ones that I organise and I'm like hosting and promoting. Currently with my laptop situation and my abilities, I can't do live shows where I invite people to be in them with me, which is a shame. But I can do lives where it's just me. So I will do some lives for these books. So the read-alongs I want to do are Middlegrade. What a surprise. So we have 2 very exciting releases coming out this year that have been so anticipated because they've been pushed back a lot, and they are beloved Middlegrade fantasy series. The first is Amari by B.B. Alston. I'm up to date with the Amari series and I'm so excited for the 3rd book. I think it's the 3rd and final book, which kind of makes me sad, because it's kind of, it has that kind of like school setting vibe to it. I was like wanting 7 for each school year. But B.B. Alston, tell the story you want to tell, and I'm excited about other plans and things you have in the future, and I want to hear Amari's end of the story. This is coming out in July. It was April, it's now been pushed back to July. So May, I want to do a read along of the first book, Amari and the Night Brothers. June, Amari and the Great Game, so that July we are all ready to get that 3rd book and read the final Amari. I'm so excited. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to be doing chats on my Discord, and a live show where we can talk about the book. So I'm excited for that one. And I want to do the same with the Nevermore series by Jessica Townsend. We've been waiting 2 years for Silverborn. I think that Jessica Townsend has been ill, and again, Jessica, I hope you'll get well. I really want you to write the book you want to write and make sure that it lives up to your standard and how you feel comfortable with it. So I have faith, but I'm so excited for Silverborn, which is the 4th Morrigan Crow book. So for this one, I'm going to go for July, we're going to read Nevermore. August, we're going to read Wondersmith. September, we're going to, I don't know why I'm checking the months, I should be able to do this. September, we're going to read Hollowpox. So that gives us everyone a chance. It's kind of, at the moment, it's saying Silverborn is going to be released in September. So that gives everyone a chance to get hold of it for October. But I'm just aware there could be a pushback to October, because I think previously they have come out in October. So it gives us that, if it's going to be pushed back by a month, it gives us that. So then October, we're going to read Phil Overborn. So I'm very excited for all of these. The next one I want to be doing is more of kind of like a book club, like challenge read along. So currently I am exploring what is the top middle grade for 2023 in terms of hype and excitement, like the Goodreads Choice Awards, because Goodreads let us down this year in terms of middle grade and got rid of that category. They did get rid of other categories as well, but obviously middle grade is very close to my heart. That's the one I'm really passionate about. So that's the one that I decided I was going to work it out for myself. We had chats on Discord about why is there no middle grade, and I said, let's do it. Let's find them. So thank you to everyone who has been enjoying this journey with me and voting and helping me narrow it down. I could not do this without you, so thank you so much for that. I don't know what the winning book is yet. We are going to be finding that out on Christmas Day. So it's all from your votes. It's all from your votes, so you have the power to decide what the book is. But I would like to do a read along of the top 3 books. So in and top 5 if you want to, but definitely the top 3. So in September, we're going to read the 3rd book. We're going to read the Bronze Place book and also the 5th book if you want to. In October, we're going to read the 2nd place, the Silver Medal book, and also the 4th book if you want to. And then in November, we're going to be reading the winner of the Middle Grade Reader's Choice Awards 2023. And also amongst this, we're going to be getting excited about what do we think the nominations are going to be for 2024. What hidden gems do we want to put forward to the table? Because I do the 15 like most highly rated books. Roughly, like I find like the top ones and then make a top 20 and then cut 5. And then I like to pull together a load of hidden gems. So books that didn't make the list, but you think are amazing, and have everyone vote on which ones they're most interested in about those and add those 5 in. So then we have a top 20 of ones that statistically are there, and also like the quality control ones of like our little community of what we're loving. So that's going to be really fun. So hopefully getting more people like involved in that will be really cool. So yeah, and I also want to read a lot of these books because a lot of these I hadn't heard of, so I'm excited to do that. Channel goal number 2 is going to be Journey-athon 2. So my middle grade readathon that I did this year, I'm going to be bringing it back for a 2nd year. We're going to have 4 new inspiration books. We're going to have 8 new places on a map. I'm keeping Prologaton and the City of Party, so the beginning and the end of the journey, but I'm changing it up. I'm going to have a few new aspects to it, but ultimately it is about following a map, reading what you want, being more free with what you want to read, making your own journey. So there'll be like a shorter path and a longer path. You can get as involved or as not little involved as you like, and as long as you read 1 middle grade book, that's all good. So I have lots of plans and I'm very excited. And goal number 3 is again talking about a previous goal. I need to rein it in. I need to rein it in with not getting overexcited about making content. And I want to be doing just 2 videos a week so I can continue to just chill out, maybe write some reviews on Storygraph, maybe do some doodles in the book journal. Just calm down with the content making and the ideas of content making and just pull myself back. I would love to just do 2 videos a week, not 3 as I have continued to do. So it made me laugh to hear what my previous goals were and that I'm in the same place. So I would like to be releasing videos on Tuesday and either Thursday or Friday. I haven't decided. It makes sense for it to be Friday. It was Monday and Thursday, maybe Tuesday and Friday. Tuesday and Friday. I want to be releasing videos on Tuesdays and on Fridays. That is my goal for this year. I want to be consistent, stable, reliable. That is my plan because it feels better for me. But we'll see. And hopefully I can slow down and not get carried away. I already got carried away in December. I didn't intend to do the middle grade shortlist, but I started doing videos on that. Courtney asked me to join in with the bootcamp readathon, which I was so excited to be part of. So then I've been doing like changing sort of things and doing videos for that, which means like my staples that I've pushed them back. So I was supposed to be doing the Chattie awards, which is kind of like my top 10, and have those ready to go out in December. I've shoved those back to January. So January is going to be fun, but hopefully because I've got the goal videos out early, that will kind of balance it out. But we'll see. Waffle. Shh. So I'm still going to continue with my staples, which I really enjoy. So my 2 weekly wrap-ups, my stats and my TBR. And then I have like my other videos planned out for the year. This has made me happy and has kind of like helped me a lot. So I've got like a yearly plan of videos. So I've got like, so I can see the spread so it doesn't feel too much all at once. So I'm spreading out when I do my seasonal book hauls and when I do my reflections on my series, and tags that are just so important in the booktube community, like the mid-year freak out. So I've kind of like put those. I also like the end of year tag as well. So I'm trying to make sure I'm spacing it out and not overloading myself like with lots of staple videos one month. So that's my plan. And I've written down readathons that I love being part of as well, so I can kind of like judge months that feel a little bit heavy that maybe I need to rein back on, and months that feel a bit lighter in terms of like putting out content. Right. So yeah, so I'm hoping with this I can be more consistent by just slowing down and reining myself in. I really want to be more consistent with doing things in my journal because I really enjoy doodling and drawing and things like that. I find it really fun, so I want to kind of keep going with that. I'd also like to kind of pick up writing again. I have so many like ideas and bits of writing that I've kind of scribbled around everywhere for different things. I'd like to make a start on actually writing stuff. So it may or may not happen this year because I'm aware I'm still doing the readathon is kind of my priority at the moment, like doing Journey-athon. I love that, and that is kind of where a lot of my creative energy will be going. But once I feel more established with that, then maybe I can start trying to do some writing. We will see. But I have like had more time this year. I started a new kind of like life goal for myself. I really wanted to be helping teach the Holy Communion classes in my church, and I have started that, and it's not felt too stressful. It's felt really manageable alongside everything else I'm doing, so that's really positive. But I do need to keep reining myself back from my hobby. It's for me, it's for fun. Don't need to be a commitment or a priority. I just love it a lot, so I just need to kind of rein myself in from booktube. Also, I'm going to be having a further like outside of booktube commitment because for Christmas we have finally decided to allow our children to have pets, and we are going to be expanding our family to 2 fluffy little bundles of joy. We're getting some guinea pigs after Christmas. We are very excited. I'm very excited. We have been going down the YouTube guinea pig videos channel, and like we now have like been sucking up so much knowledge about guinea pig care and all the guinea pig joy and all of this stuff. Like I'm now getting excited about different hay bundles. Like that's the level we're at now. So obviously looking after pets and looking after these small creatures is going to take a lot of responsibility and time, so they are going to become a priority. Which means I'm going to have less time for my creative outlet, so I definitely need to be reining it in. If you're interested, I'm going to show you some more guinea pig content at the end of this video. So those are all of my, so I've got like 3 channel goals and then like lots of reading goals. How many reading goals? Did I give myself 9 reading goals? Yes, 9 reading goals and 3 channel goals. I suppose I have like a 4th channel goal, which is just to keep going with booktube and Discord and being part of the community. Actually, that's a goal. So with me reining it back in, I want to also leave myself room, as well as trying to do Storygraph, we'll see. Trying to do book journaling, again, we'll see. I also want to be watching more and responding to more YouTube content, because when I'm going crazy trying to stick out a load of content, it means I'm holding back on watching videos because I know I get sucked in and want to write a load of comments. So I want to be better at watching, liking, and leaving my little like purple heart and book stack emoji to show that I've been here and I've enjoyed it, and not necessarily leading a load of written words on there, because I get overexcited and I just want to, vomit fairy word fairy, thought fairy, I can't remember. There was a beautiful term that I know Olivia from Olivia's Catastrophe made, comment fairy. That was it, being a comment fairy. I was calling it word vomit, which does not sound as pretty. I prefer comment fairy. I am a bit of a comment fairy, so I need to kind of like rein myself in from that, because I'd much rather be watching and letting you know that I was here and watching than not watching because I haven't got time to comment. So I need to try working on that. Okay, those are all my goals. Thank you so much. I'm really surprised if you're still here, but if you are, I really appreciate it. I love being on Booktube. I love this community. It's such a lovely part of my world. It's so supportive. It's been fantastic to meet booktubers in the flesh this year, and just to get to know more people and to make these friendships and to be chatting in Discord and in the comments and things. It's just been beautiful. So thank you all so much. And even if you're a lurker and not a watcher, I really appreciate it. It gives me a lot of joy, like seeing like the view comments stack, the views stack up, and seeing the likes stack up. It is just lovely. I would still be making these videos even if that wasn't happening, but as much as we're like, I'm doing this for me, it feels a bit rubbish when you don't get the views, because you're like, oh, okay, I'm just not engaging. So it feels nice to be able to get the engagement. It is nice to get engagement with stuff. So thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you have a wonderful 2024. I hope you're excited. I hope you're not putting pressure on yourself to do crazy things. Keep it fun. Set yourself goals, but in a thriving feeling sort of way, and not worrying about too much whether or not it's going to work for you, because I think it's important to go, do you know what, it just wasn't the right time, and that's fine, because otherwise we're just setting ourselves up to fail anyway. So cheers everybody. Whoop whoop. Happy reading. And now I'm going to do some guinea pig content for those who want to see. So this is quite fun. Hold on. I'm going to move the camera. Let's pause and then I'll move the camera. So literally next to me, I've got our fake guinea pig setup. So this just entertained me quite a lot. We got some books out on guinea pigs. They're quite old, and the information is not necessarily up to date, but it's always nice to have a physical book. And so both my Mad March Hare and my Dormouse really enjoyed those. And I set up like a fake guinea pig cage for them. So we have the guinea pig nuggets that they've been refilling, the water bottle, and their box of hay. And here they are. These are our fake guinea pigs for now. And over here I've got a box of like replacement cage liners and food. And over here is the fake box of hay. These are the real liners that we're going to be doing. So in here I've got my fake hay, and I've been let's do this now. So what I've been doing with them is they wake up in the morning and they find, oh look, these are not raisins. The little guinea pigs have been pooping, so they've got to clean up the cage. So this was just my way of trying to help them get ready for the guinea pigs. They both got really excited about it to start off with. And then my Mad March Hare, who is nearly 9, the next morning when they were watching TV, I was like, come and see your guinea pigs. And he turns and looks at me and goes, Mum, I will do that when they're actually real. I was like, okay, fair enough. But my Dormouse, my little Dormouse, he's so excited about this. I think this is his version of Elf on the Shelf, which is something that we don't do because I don't want to make more work for myself. And the elves freak me out. So he's been cleaning these up with me and has been going, how do they do this and how do they move? Is it magic? So I think it's his version of Elf on the Shelf. So he's really been enjoying this. And actually, my eldest has been the one who's been talking with me and writing stuff down about everything we need and like really focusing on all of that. Whereas my youngest Dormouse, he's not quite so on the ball with things. But what was great was when they saw these, he suddenly goes, oh, I will go and get the oven gloves. It's like, why are you getting oven gloves? To pick up the poo. Sweetheart, we are not picking up poo with oven gloves. So dodged that bullet. So this has been a lot of fun. So there we go. There's my fake practice guinea pigs. Yes, I did have fun setting all of that up, and I'm having a lot of fun leaving fake poo for them to clean up. It's great. So there may well be some guinea pig content coming up on these videos as well, because I have no doubt I'm going to want to talk about them. So yes, so look out for that in the future. Officially leaving now. Happy reading, everyone.